escape. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Tuesday, April the 8th. We're done. That's it. College basketball's all over, and what a game we had last night in the national championship game between the Florida Gators and the Houston Cougars. Congratulations to all of our Florida fans joining us in the chat here to hear their team be celebrated as the national champions with the win 65-63. Another monster comeback at the NCAA Final Four, and one of the best comebacks in tournament history for a championship game. Houston led by 12 points with 15 and a half minutes to go in the game, and they cashed in at the foul line. Houston kept turning it over at the end of the game, and Florida, another comeback. They trailed by 9 points or more in each of the last 3 games to prove their clutch in the comeback. So Florida wins the national championship over the Houston Cougars. We had a great time last night with the gang, with the game as well, and hopefully you were able to join us for the Final Four, the final game with our live stream last night here on the Sports Money Network and over on Kick. All right, hope you enjoyed it. What a night it was for the Gators, and hope you guys had the winner. I did have the under here on the show as my play, but I was rolling with the Cougars last night on the show, and hey, could have went either way. We know it, but Florida was the more clutch team. They made the plays in the end, right? Whereas Houston, they were clunky down the stretch there, just like they kind of had been in previous years when they had reached the big moment. They really couldn't get the offense together to get a big basket. So great job, great season. Thank you for being a part of it all season long. Let's continue on with our sports, and we'll preview today the games in Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, and well, there's some Champions League. We might mention the games today in the big quarterfinal round, the first 2 games of the first leg today between Arsenal and Real Madrid. And, of course, the other game, Bayern Munich and Inter Milan today in the Champions League. So big-time action today in the UEFA Champions League with those big matchups. And let's see what you guys have. I know you guys will have some plays for me in that one. Let me say hello to some folks here in the chat today. Cash Kane, he says he had a big day yesterday. I was able to pull a few winners together anyway. Thought we had our best picks. Maybe in the NBA, we did go 2-0 with our picks here on the show yesterday. We had the over in both games with Sacramento and Detroit and Philadelphia and Miami, at least our show picks anyway here. I did strike out with the Heat as a premium, minus 12.5 there, and they won by 12. But that's what's happening here in the NBA. Some coin flips ended up on the wrong side there. Cash gain was 17-3 yesterday. Lex is here today. Joe T, thank you for a great job this season doing the polls. And there's Curtis. Take your victory lap, Curtis. I mentioned you on the show last night. when the Gators won. You could go back and I said your name on the show as part of the team of the fans that could celebrate the Gators win. All right. Joe W. is here this morning. Robert McCormick is here. Here's my right-hand man, my Ed McMahon. That's Thomas Lewis. Gets our consensus plays together. We definitely scored on a couple yesterday. We had a consensus winner with the New York Mets on the run line. And they got it done with that run in the 8th inning. Consensus winner. Here's Nuke. He's the winner of the brackets across the street, and we want to celebrate our winner as well here with our brackets. August won it, even though he had Houston. I think he actually finished tied. Was there? And maybe the tiebreaker went to August over Michael B. And Trisha came in third, and Robert McCormick came in fourth, or tied for third actually. There, he had the Gators in his bracket. Redbeard was fifth, and other guys on the Tom Moore. Kong's Clips was up there, Joe W. as well, and Cam Sinet, Barry Roselle, and myself up there. But Nuke cashed in big, and I still think I won over there. I don't know if they believe me over there with the other contest. I think hey, it's bad. Might be bad for business. I don't know. Sports money represent you guys. Okay, let's see here. Who else we have joining us today? Luis is here. Spoons here. He's ready to go today. And they were over there on their show last night. Hope they had a great time there. And let's see who else. Juan Padilla's here. Nuke says Houston choke. Trevor Davis is here. AOD is here as well. And let's see a few others here today. We've got Gorky here. He's got some plays here today with Zverev and Fees. We should mention we have plenty of matches here underway currently. Fees just underway. Zverev up 5-2 over Berrettini here early, I think. I've got a couple matches on here right now. Also, some winners came home already at Monte Carlo, and there's still a couple of matches to come here, top of the hour, with Thompson and Tsitsipas and Draper and Giron today. So good tennis action from Monte Carlo. The men in action here this week. All right, and let's see here. Jermaine said, yeah, you know what? I kind of was using the advantage. Maybe I thought the coaching situation. I'm not saying, hey, Golden's a good coach. I just kind of felt like maybe not that, that we would see him get out coached, but just felt like maybe it was the do factor for Samson, but just didn't work out. Blue is here. Lotto D. Dotto Die. And who else? Big Scott here today. He likes the Tigers game to go over the first game up. We've moved some of the starts up today because of the considerations, I think, for the weather here. So we've kind of rushed them up. All right. And Utah Meek is here today. Good to have Utah Meek here. And let's see here. Who else? Old E here today. Thank you. All right. Thanks for joining me here, everybody. Hey, I have more plays today. If you'd like to join me, please consider subscribing to my premium picks here, my sports money premium picks over at winnable.com. Hey, we know the chat can come through. You guys had Detroit yesterday over the Yankees. How about that? And I had my plays, some of my premiums yesterday. Over at winnable.com. So please check me out over there. Not a great day yesterday, I'll tell you that, but we did have the Winnipeg Jets over St. Louis yesterday as a premium pick winner, about all we had actually on the premium picks. So there's some free subscriptions over there. Hey, it's Masters week. I'll have Masters plays this week. So will Jeff and the gang on the post tab here. But if you want to get some more plays from me for just 56 cents a day, subscribe to my plays. Appreciate everyone who is on board right now with those plays. And yeah, I got knocked around there a little bit. We didn't go heavy volume there yesterday, but we'll have some more today. And we did have some overnight tennis action here today. I think we got jobbed on one with a Borges as an underdog. Did he win in a retirement situation? Because we had him on the game spread, so I don't think it actually worked out. I don't think we got the win there, but we did have some plays over there today, and I've got one at the top of the hour with the free subscription. So if you want to get involved and get my free play for the match coming up in 45 minutes, go over to winnable.com and sign up for my free subscriptions over there. And I've got a play for you right now in tennis here today. So appreciate it. And that's how you follow me. Look, I'm here for a couple of hours, hopefully give you some free winners, but I can't stay with you all day, but I want to, so you can get more plays from me. I send out a couple of packages every day with more plays. So why not subscribe over at winnable.com/Ramon, and you can follow my plays every day over there. All right. Appreciate it. Get ready, get started with the show, man. We got a big show, a lot of show because of all these games. So did have some winners here though on the show yesterday in baseball, including we had the Pittsburgh Pirates. We had over in the Dodgers and Washington. We also had Minnesota and Kansas City game 2 go under. We had Cincinnati and San Francisco game under. We had the Texas Rangers and Cubs game 2 go over. It did go over that 6 because the Cubs did it all by themselves. We also had Padres and A's game 2 go over, once again going over in those A's games. And over in the NHL, we had Tampa Bay over the Rangers. We had also the Seattle Kraken on that puck line over LA yesterday. We also rolled with the under in the game between Edmonton and Anaheim late night. So, good day there yesterday, and we'll go at it again here right now. We'll say hello to a few more folks and then get rolling with the show because we got a lot of games to preview, and maybe we skipped one or two in there, but all right. And let's see who else is here on the show ready to go. All right, let's just get into it. We got to go get into it right now because of all these games, man. It's not a day to take off. Join me today also here on the Sports Money Network at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific for BB MMA Picks. We'll preview this weekend's big UFC card for UFC 314 featherweight vacant title here this week with Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez, top contenders for the title on Saturday night. And we'll preview it with VB MMA Picks today at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific time here on the Sports Money Network. We'll preview a couple other fights as well. All right, let's roll. Tariq, he had the Gators here. I'm going to get into it right now with our coverage here today of Major League Baseball. And let's see who we've got. I know we have the previews here. All right, here we go. There we go. I don't think Florida, I had the Florida-Houston graphic in here for some reason. We don't need that anymore, do we? All right, here we go. Remember, we're going early here in a couple of these games because of we've had some time changes here, a little bit of adjustment for the weather today, I believe, is what's happening. So let's preview these games and pick some winners here today with the Yankees taking on the Tigers here in this one for Cookie Carrasco here coming in. He's got an ERA of 7.36 so far this season going up against Tariq Skubal. 2 starts for Skubal. He's 0-2 so far. Not a great start for Skubal. 0-2 and 5.91 ERA. Both guys with some gaudy numbers a little bit so far this season. The Tigers are on a 4-game winning streak after knocking off the Yankees yesterday, 6-2. A little bit of a good surge here for Detroit. They're 3-1 as a favorite so far. The Yankees are 0-1 as an underdog so far this season. Hey, Detroit gets a chance to be a pretty big favorite over the Yankees. You don't see that every day. Down to maybe $1.60 at some spots here is the line of moving just a little bit in the Yankees' favor. Look, Skubal, we know he could be dominant, just hasn't been, off to a little bit of a rugged start here. I don't think anybody's going to panic at this point. And Carrasco, we know everybody likes to pick on him a little bit, but he's a guy who actually can show up and give you a performance now and then, but it's just a matter of would today be the day is kind of what it feels like. So let's see if you guys have any picks in this one with the Yankees on the road here, taking on the Detroit Tigers today. Big favorite. All right, we're going to the chat here right now and see what you guys have. Thank you for joining me today. Here we go with hello to Bo Jackson today as well. Fernando here today, ready to go. Detroit and over starts us off here with Thomas. He likes the Tigers in this one to get it done and go over. Here's Luis. He likes the over. Good morning to Charles Sharp today. This one goes off at 1:10 Eastern, 10:10 Pacific here in this one. And we've got Cash Game, first 5 under and full game. Good morning to Nasty Nate here today. Thank you for all of your help in the chat every day. Robert McCormick likes the Yankees here. And Twisted says, look, this is a spot you'd like the Yankees. You're getting them as a dog. They've lost a couple games in a row to different teams here on the road. So could be a little of that. And let's see, Tariq says Yankees first 5, then take them live, or then go with the Yankees live, he says. And Utah Meek, he says Carrasco on the road. Jermaine says Tigers have been a good offense here, maybe saying for the Tigers so far this season. Yeah, you look at Detroit averaging 5 runs a game so far. Yankees are just down to 7.8 runs per game right now. Tremaine says Yankees not great on the road so far. Both teams come in 6-4, but just to goes to show you, the Tigers are already up 2.5 units. The Yankees are up barely, not even a half a unit so far. Carrasco here. And Jermaine wants those road splits. We'll get into it. I think Jermaine as it becomes a little bit more discernible, if you will. We're only in the first 2 series of the season for most teams, either home and or away. And one likes Detroit, first 5 on the run line.
Final.
All right, I'll get ready to make my call here in this one between Detroit and the Yankees here. Nothing. I don't think we got a major consensus. It feels like necessarily here in this one, but man, I'm kind of preferring this Yankees price here, just like you got. I think it was pretty mixed, but let's see what the Yankees are here. Run line +1.5, -1.6. Yeah, that's not good enough. Probably. I'm gonna take the Yankees here to win. And look, I'm not down on Skubal long term. And in fact, this is a pretty decent start. It feels like the Tigers are okay, but just not sure I could pass up the Yankees at +$1.30 or better here on a 2-game losing streak. I kind of agree with a couple of you in there. So great job. All right. Next up, we've got the Marlins taking on the Mets, and the Mets got it done there not only yesterday with the win, but the run line cover. Yesterday, they were able to give a run in the eighth inning to get that victory here. This one is at 4:10 Eastern, 1:10 Pacific with the red hot Mets. Here, all of a sudden, 7-3, looking pretty good. They got Clay Holmes on the mound here in this one for Holmes coming in. 0-1 record, 2 starts, a 2.89 ERA, 1.8 whip. So had a little bit of issues with some walks and some contact. He's got a 290 batting average against and 379 BABIP so far. But nonetheless, big favorite here against Connor Gillespie. Comes in with 2 appearances, 2 starts. The Miami Marlins lost both of those starts. Holmes' starts, the Mets went 1-1. Gillespie's 0-1 with a 3.6 ERA, 1.2 whip. Mets have gone under in 8 of 10 games so far this season, interestingly enough. So let's take a look here at this one, see what you guys might do in the matchup between the Marlins and the Mets here after yesterday's game was a 2-0 in favor of the Mets, and they keep winning here right now. Good job, Mets, and looking good at home here as well. 4-0 for the Mets so far. Marlins just 1-2 on the road. And like I said, this one's been moved up here today to kind of, I believe, to beat the weather. So you might have it still in your regular list of games. I think it was originally scheduled at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific. So let's see what you have here, though, now. And Mets are already, with this strong record, they're already up nearly 3.5 units. Marlins are profitable too with their 5-5 record. They're up 1.8 units so far. Mets best pitching in the game, allowing just 2 point better than my Padres, better than just 2.2 runs per game allowed for this Mets team. That's what you want from a Mets team early in the season. Build that confidence and don't get shaky. All right, let's see what you guys have in this one, and I'll make a pick as well with Gillespie on the road here going up against the Marlins. Let's take or against the Mets and Clay Holmes. Let's take a look at the plays from the chat. And I think I'm set to go here with this big line, 250. Let me make sure it's right here right now, because it might be actually higher than this. Gosh, it is so much higher, actually, at a few of these spots here. Let me at least update the line, because I'm seeing 280, 290 at some of the square books. The sharpest books are down at least to about 267 or so. We got to call at least 275 here, it feels like right now. And the total, I would figure, feels like 7/15. Let's go to the chat here. And yeah, I'm in a hyped up mood, at least with these. Me, I want to complain about the things that are going on, but it looks like we're getting some money back. And me, I kept buying on the way down here. Figure if everyone is screwed, we're all screwed. So I just kept buying on the way down. So we're going to have a huge day, hopefully, here today. Look, these are opportunities. Here's our first steep move of the morning here officially from the line service. Chicago and Pittsburgh. Oh, you know what? We're not previewing this game, so this is our coverage of Chicago and Pittsburgh. Steam coming in on the over here in the crummy game of the day. I didn't put this one on the list, but it looks like we're going to be at a 6.5 here with the bad game of the day, Chicago and Pittsburgh in NHL action. Steam, a little bit of steam there in that one. Okay, let's go to the chat here. Lots of opinions on Miami and New York, and I've been yapping here. So here we go, I think, with this one. And it's Thomas to get us started. He likes the New York Mets and the over here. And Jermaine says, Mets are hot, but they can't hit. So he'll just take the under here in this one. Hard to beat, hard to not consider the under, it feels like, here in this game. Under moves to me are running about 3-1, it feels like, in favor of the low. And talk about those Mets bats here a little bit. They're averaging just 3.5 runs per game, but the Marlins are averaging just 3.3 runs per game so far. Terrell says, Scooble. Oh, he's talking about this first game there. Thank you, Terrell. And Marlins for Cash Kane. Twisted. Talking about the Mets from yesterday. Let me get updated here also. I want to take a look at some of the head-to-heads here, if we got anything notable, you know what I mean. All right, Tariq jumped on the Mets live yesterday, it looks like. Here's Blue on the under. And let's see, watched Gillespie there in Phoenix, is that right? Or okay, that can't be right. Twisted's on the under. Teresa, hello and thank you. Here's Luis on the under. Dark Knight on the under here as well. A few unders here. Old D for the Marlins O team total over here. And nice day. Are we warming up? Hopefully, get things going here on some of these day games today. Roberts on the under in the first 5. And it's 4, he says, is the total there, it looks like. Nuke says line's too high for laying just a regular old favorite. Detroit there, looks like, for Teresa on that other game. And Jerry Jones here today. Thank you to Jer. All right. Miami's lost 3 of 4 games coming into this one with Holmes here. Holmes has faced some of these Miami bats before, and they've gone 8 for 22 against him. That's pretty good here. No home runs, just 1 RBI, but that's a 364 batting average. So a little bit of contact here facing this lineup. All right, let's see a few more here, maybe. Mets under is a consensus play here today. Thomas says Mets under for you guys. You guys like this one to go under. All right, I'm okay with that. Maybe I'll pivot, though, just so we can have maybe a little bit of action here, a little bit more action here. See what Teresa says here. Terrell likes it around the 6-2 range here today in this one. And Teresa on Cleveland money line here. Does feel a little bit high, and you get these Miami Marlins at plus 1.5 at even money here or so. Oh, man, this one feels really close to me here. The Mets were able to get that run line yesterday, but I'm going to try Miami here on the run line today at even money or so. I'll try Miami here. All right, and you guys take the under with the Team Steam consensus. I don't mind that. I said it. But let's give us some more plays today, huh? All right, moving on here now, I think. Teresa likes the Padres today. She likes Cleveland as well. Thank you. Philly Eagle Flyers rolling with those second-inning ties. Teresa likes Kansas City as well. Let's keep it moving here with the White Sox taking on the Guardians here with Shane Smith on the mound for the White Sox. You got Lively here for the Cleveland Guardians. Ben Lively, numbers aren't great so far, but maybe against this lineup he could have some success. For Lively, 2 starts, an 0-1 record. Cleveland's 1-1 with Lively on the mound so far. Cleveland's lost 2 in a row. The White Sox are doing the White Sox right now. They are already on a losing streak here, and they're 2-7 overall. Guardians just 3-6, just a game better, really, than the White Sox. For Lively here, a 6.75 ERA so far. this season. Smith, 3.18 earned run average, 1.05 whip, 111 batting average against, and a 133 BABIP. Smith, good numbers in that first start, although the White Sox did lose there. These two teams are combined to go 10-7 to the over so far this season. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys want to do here in this one with the White Sox and the Guardians here. Cleveland's kind of beat up on the White Sox late last season. We're kind of rolling this team a little bit, but we know it's a kind of a mismatch for sure with the Guardians favorite here, $1.95, maybe even $2, 7.5 under 20 here today. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. And here we go. This one, I believe, might have been a regular. I don't think this one was moved. I think this one was originally scheduled as a day game here on Tuesday. So let's go to the chat, though. Let's see what you got. And Thomas starts us off here with the Guardians and the over here in this one. Thomas likes the Guardians to explode today. Here's Cash Kane, White Sox first 5 money line today. Also, Teresa's on the Diamondbacks. And Utah Meek talking about some of those plays there. All right, I'm not sure I know what's going on. Robert here, under. And White Sox plus runs for Utah here, possibly. Terrell on the favorite here and lay it. Dark Knight says Sox team total over here. All right, and I think I'm taking a look here at some of the market action, but I'm going to get ready to make my call here in this one, and I'm going to take the Cleveland Guardians to win on the run line today. I'm going to take Cleveland at -1.5 at even money. Give me the Guardians on the run line in this one. All right. I think Teresa's on that. I think that's Phillies and not Arthur Fees. Tremaine likes Shane Smith here. Luis is on the over in this one. Next up, we've got the Cardinals and the Pirates. It's Paul Skeens Day apparently here in this one. The Pirates are favored here, $1.35 here only, maybe $1.40. We're starting to go up a little bit on Paul Skeens. Look, Sonny Gray is going for the Cardinals. So look, Sonny Gray, still Sonny Gray, I think. 5.73 ERA, though, thus far. For Paul Skeens here today, he's got a 1.46 ERA in his 2 starts. He's 1-0. Pirates split his first 2 starts, striking out 29.5% of the batters, keeping those walks down as well. Sonny Gray, 5.73 ERA so far this season. The Cardinals are 2-0 with Sonny Gray on the mound, but they've lost 4 straight coming into this one. The Bucks have actually won 2 in a row here right now. They beat the Yankees. They beat the Cardinals for a pair of wins going here into this one. Cardinals just 4-6. Pirates just 4-7. Cardinals are 8-1-1 to the over so far. The bats are good. The Cardinals offense has been sharp. Now, Nolan Arenado did miss yesterday's game. The Pirates got the win 8-4, and Arenado is kind of a key status of the in this game. Like I said yesterday, not only did he miss the game, but he was pulled from the game on Sunday. So it wasn't like it was just a day off for him. And he's a guy you want to have in the lineup, certainly. But nonetheless, $1.35, 6.5. Over is the shade here now. I have under there, but it's mostly shaded to the over. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Here to move it from 6.5 under to 6.5 over, but this one is 6:40 Eastern and 3:40 Pacific time today with the matchup Cardinals Bucks here. Let me make this clear. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. My mistake there, but we may have seen early numbers in the 7 range here. So, all right, let's go to, I think, the chat here in this one between St. Louis and Pittsburgh. Look, they got up to 12 runs there yesterday. And let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one. Here is Thomas starting us off, and he's got Cardinals and the over here. Jermaine, Pirates first 5 and over. Luis is on Pittsburgh. Cash Kane, Pirates first 5 under, Cardinals money line. Utah Meek says Skeens to go over, could be interesting today. I'm kind of leaning that way myself. Blue first 5 over. Cash Kane does say great pitching here. Pirates first 5 run line for Dark Knight. Pirates first 5 over for Jermaine. And Terrell, Pirates over 3.5. Pittsburgh, Yerfie there, or just Pittsburgh to score the first inning. Nuke likes the Bucks today. I'm going to peek on the over here in this one. I'm going to try the over in this game with Ski. The Cardinals are obviously hitting here at this point. I always have questions on Sonny Gray a little bit early here, maybe. Oh, Thomas says the Pirates are a consensus play. Hello. All right, you guys are on it here again. 2 of the first 4 games, consensus action here. Twisted, though, says the dogs will bark today. Let's move on now and take a look at this one between the Dodgers and the Washington Nationals here in this one. The Dodgers are on a losing streak. Uh-oh. You okay, Dodgers? They've lost 2 in a row here right now, and now, all of a sudden, they've fallen to 3rd place. The Padres are back in 1st place after the Giants lost, and the Dodgers are falling here with 2 losses in a row. The Nationals have won 3 straight here in this one. Get ready to go. And so, no, look, Robleski, he's a fine pitcher. He's a Dodger. He's probably an all-star eventually. But, if anything, maybe, just maybe these Dodgers are maybe in a weak spot in their rotation here with Robleski going here. Dodgers are still 9-3, Washington 4-6. Oh, coming into this one, man. Okay, I'm just yawning there. For Robleski here so far, he does have a first. Let's see. I think this is his first start or first appearance, or is he? Make sure I got this right for Robleski here. All right. And first appearance here on the starts. And for Lord here of Washington, he's an opener for sure. He's got a 4.5 ERA, 2.5 the whip, 333 batting average against, and hasn't struck anybody out. He's walked a few guys here so far. So a little bit shaky numbers here, and we'll see though with the Dodgers coming in that they've been losing and the Nationals have been winning, but still the Dodgers. So let's see what you have here in this one and get your plays going here in the chat with this matchup, Washington and the Dodgers here today. Did see the Nationals win the game yesterday. It was 6-4. The Nationals had won in that one. All right, here we go. To the chat. All right, I'm ready. Here we go. Blue, maybe his first here with Dodgers run line. Thomas says Dodgers and over, Cash Cane Dodgers. And Jermaine says take the Nationals team total over here. And Meek says, what about the Pirates there? Good price. And Jermaine says, what hand is Lord? He got the hand. He's a right-hander, though. And let's see. The Cascade says this will be batting practice for the Dodgers. How about it? Robert likes the over here. Thomas says could be close in this one. Jermaine here says doesn't matter. Dodgers on a 2-game losing streak and they're a big favorite. What gives? The widely reported steam came in on Washington in this game, and it also came in on the under here. Dark Knight says Dodgers, and Thomas says the Dodgers are a consensus. You guys like the Dodgers here in this one. Uh-oh. All right. Well, look, I mean, they are the Dodgers after all. I don't blame you. Maybe I can get to the window on a total here in this one, but man, let's see here what it is currently, and then we'll let's see. Dodgers should win, but look at the price. I think it's take your dog to the game night in Pittsburgh, is what Jim Casey's saying. Maybe the price is pretty high. That's what it feels like here to me in this one. And this total is pretty much at 9 flat here. All right, and I'm ready to go here, and I'm going to grab the under here in this one with Washington and the Dodgers. All right. Next up, the Blue Jays are going to take on Boston here. It looks like we get Lucas here now after the late switch there. We talked yesterday in the morning show, and I think we were saying Lucas, but then they scratched and went to Barrios. I don't think we knew about it at that time, right? That was kind of a later scratch there yesterday in that game with Toronto and Boston here. Garrett Crochet on the mound here for the Red Sox. So, look, I mean, this has been a big move for the Red Sox to get Garrett Crochet here. He's so far 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA, 0.92 WHIP, 200 batting average against, and Boston is 2-0 in Crochet starts. They went under in both of those games here. For Lucas, this left-hander, he's looked okay so far. He's looked good, actually, so far. I don't want to put him down too much here, but so far, 1-0 with no ERA, a 0.6 whip, 0.62 batting average against. They won his first start, and it did go under. So got Toronto here and Boston today. I think this total, why is my numbers all backwards there? Let's see what the line is. 190, 7.5 over 20. Let's at least put it correct here. There we go. Okay, and let's see what you guys have in this one between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox here today. Toronto's been a big time under so far. You look at these two teams, and Toronto 3-8 to the under, 0-4 as a road underdog to the under. Boston 2-4-1 to the under here as a favorite. Yesterday, though, the score was 6-2. Fell right on the number there in that one, and Toronto won it 6-2. Let's get your plays here. And I'll make my play as well. Here we go with you guys. Lots of chat today. Great job. Here we go, Thomas. Boston and under. And Jermaine says, got a bunch of favorites of these parlay killers. Luis says, Jays. Nasty Nate has the Red Sox to smash in this one. He likes them to crush. Utah says, under in Minnesota. Dodgers, who knows? Cash Kane says, lay 2.5 here with the Red Sox today. And let's see here. Blue Jays, Utah says, watch these great batters. Boston here for Robert on the run line. I hope I'm doing these comments at okay service. Sometimes I don't read it perfectly. A Dark Knight on the over here. Tariq likes Toronto. And Thomas says, you guys like Boston here. Tariq liked Toronto. But that was it, right? I don't know. Utah may have liked Toronto here, but doesn't. Luis like the Jays too. But you guys like the Boston Red Sox. Number 4 consensus. Big price here today for Boston. Lay it. $1.85. What is it? Here's Blue Red Sox team total over. Here's Charles Sharp, Blue Jays run line. And Terrell also on a little bit of Toronto action here. The team total over. Nuke says that Lucas, I characterize him as a minor league pitcher, and on a couple of shows, and I think the other panelists stood up for Lucas a little bit. Here's Twisted says, Sox on the run line. And I got to agree. I mean, I cannot not take Garrett Crochet here to mow these guys down. Boston to get a little bit done here with the offense. Look, Boston's averaging nearly 6 runs a game so far. Toronto's offense, they've had some problems. They're averaging just 3.7 runs per game. Pitching's been good, just allowing 3.9 runs so far. Boston allowing 4.6 runs. I'll take, you guys are on Boston, but I'm going to add the run line here. Give me Boston on the run line today. Twisted, thank you for your plays in there today. Appreciate it. And we've got the Angels taking on the Rays. Liam Hendricks here in this one. Hendricks, 1 appearance so far. The Angels won that game. He's got a 3 ERA, 1.16 whip, 292 batting average against. Going up against Shane Baz. Baz, the favorite here in this one, $1.75. Baz is 1-0, didn't allow a run in his first start. Rays won it. Game went under. He's got a 167 whip so far. 304 batting average against and a 538 BABIP. So some suspect numbers here so far for Shane Baz. But let's see what you have here in this one today. Pretty big favorite here for the Rays. Angels are 6-3. They're probably one of the better surprises in the league right now. Rays have lost 4 straight here. It's the Angels that have won 2 in a row after beating Cleveland in the last 2 games of that series, were the first game of the set here. Tampa Bay got swept on the road by Texas, and like I said, they have lost 4 in a row coming into this one. And we'll get your plays here on the matchup between Tampa Bay and Angels. Tampa Bay is 2-7 to the under so far this season, 1-5 to the under at home. But the Angels are 6-3 to the over, and they're 5-0 to the over as an underdog. So a little bit tough here. What do you got? The widely reported steam did come in on this game on the under here. Let's see what you have in the chat. Let me have it. Go with here. Jim talking about the weather. Talk about the weather. Thomas likes the Angels and the under here in this one. He's got a dog here. T-Boss, nice to see you today. Nuke says they are not driving in the run so far. Here's a steam play coming to us right now in pro basketball. Matchup between New Orleans and Brooklyn. Ironically, this is the one game in the NBA I think that we've skipped as well. So might as well report the steam anyway. Came in on the under here at 214 or so, going down to 213. So, well, the only team that's come in on the games we're not previewing. Here's Jermaine Angels team total over, and Cash Kane likes the Angels in this one on the run line a little bit. Dark Knight over. Tariq Tampa first 5. And Jermaine likes under with that Pelicans game. Here's Charles Sharp on the Rays today. Thank you, Charles. A couple more here, maybe. Rays run line or pass Baz. Maybe not quite there just yet. All right, I'll look into my play, make the call here in the matchup between the Angels and the Rays. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the Rays here on the run line today. Great job, Angels. Look, I'm impressed so far, but I'll take Tampa Bay on the run line minus a run and a half at plus $1.20. The Phillies are taking on the Braves. Big matchup here. Wheeler and Chris Sale going in this one. The Braves, though, are 1-8 so far this season. I don't know if anybody saw it coming this bad, but Chris Sale here, I don't know, need him to be a stopper today. Sale's 0-1 with the 5.4 ERA. Braves have lost both of his starts so far this season. For Wheeler, Phillies have won both of his starts. He's 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA, 0.53 whip, 122 batting average against. Phillies are hot. They're definitely in a pretty good groove here right now after that Dodgers series, winning 2 of 3. They're in a good groove. They're 7-2 so far. 2-0 as an underdog, and right now, let me make sure, but I think they're an underdog here. It's starting to move a little bit. The Braves are a slight favorite here, but there's a couple of pick'ems out there. Total actually has moved lower here, 7 under 20. It feels like right now, maybe 7 under 15. We can reflect the price here right now in this one. Phillies are averaging 5 runs a game, but the Braves are averaging just 2.7 runs per game. Phillies good pitching so far, allowing just 3.2 runs per game, and so far, the Phillies are up almost 5 units already. The Braves are almost down 10 units. They're down 9 and a third units already with this very poor record so far. It's baseball. They got Sale. Maybe they can get this one together. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. And we've got Thomas is on the Braves here. He says he'll still believe in them a little bit to get one here anyway. Here's Jermaine says Philly. You take the Phillies a homer pick. Says I'm just going to take them. Cash Kane Phillies, Luis Phillies, Robert Phillies. A lot of Phillies here today. Charles says, why are the Braves even favored in this one? Thomas says everybody loves the Phillies. Another consensus play here. Wow, Phillies today. Atlanta's got 1 win. It's almost funny, isn't it? Here so far. And Charles Sharp says that should show you something. That Atlanta maybe still can be the one. Here, you could bet Sale and lose. Here's Tariq says Phillies, Philly Eagle Flyer, Phillies, everybody Phillies. Here to keep it going against these Braves. Can't turn it around right now, maybe here. Do have Chris Sale. Wheelers look good, though, right? So maybe that is kind of the neutralizer there a little bit, it feels like. So, all right, let's see what you guys have here. Oh, you guys are on the Phillies. I'm going to take the under in this one with Atlanta and Philadelphia. These two teams are combined 6-11 to the under so far this season, although Phillies 2-1 to the over on the road. Good morning to Gravy. Phillies for Twisted. Dark Knight says Wheeler over in the Phillies here in this one. Twisted on the Phillies. Looks like a sale price is twisted here on the Phillies today. And all right. Cash Cane says Sale still, Chris Sale. He could turn in a solid performance at any time. I think everybody agrees with that. So, all right, Atlanta. Here they only, they just had a 2-game series against the Marlins, split those two. So here we go. Next up, the Twins are going to take on the Royals here. You got Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez here at Gold Dragons. In this one, Royals are going to be favored here, $1.25. Looks like it's gone down here actually to $1.20, maybe $1.15. Total 7.5. I'll put $1.20 out there right now, maybe as a price for Dragons here. In this one, he comes in right now with 3.6 ERA so far for Cole Ragans here. The Royals are 5-5. The Twins struggling a little bit here, 3-7. They've lost 2 straight. The Royals have won 2 straight coming in, including the first game of the series last night, 4-2. They held on. They got the run line there even in that one. For Lopez, 1-1 so far with a 2.25 ERA, 108 WHIP. A little bit better numbers than Reagan's so far, but the Twins are already down 6 units. They're averaging just 3.7 runs per game. Royals averaging 4 runs per game and allowing just 3.8 runs per game. Good pitching so far from these Royals. The widely reported steam, however, did come in on the Minnesota Twins here in this one. Let's see what you have maybe in the chat here. Today, with the Twins and the Royals here. Pardon me. Just looking at something here. All right. So these are games, man. Usually the Royals at home, they really do a nice job in some of these. And you look at this season series, dating back even to last year, the Royals were crushing every time on the run line here. 5 straight wins now on the run line over these Twins. So see what you got in the chat, but I have a feeling we might have some picks here on the Royals. Let's see what you got. Maybe Abel's on a nerfy. I don't know if it's this game or not. Here is Thomas, Twins and over. Jermaine's got an alt line here, go under 6.5. Luis is on the Royals. Cash Cane, Twins first 5. Utah says Ragan's good. Cash Cane, Royals full game. And Spoon says, look at this price on Ragans here. Robert, though, on the Twins. Spoon says, I don't know if I believe it. Twisted says, Twins, money line. Abel's on the Royals. Definitely definitely a little bit of back and forth here from the crew. Doesn't feel like doesn't feel totally solid, does it? Right now with this one. I got to take the Kansas City Royals. I know that steam came in on Minnesota, but Kansas City's kind of dominated this series a little bit, and we'll see. It's early here in this year, but division rivals. Okay, here with Abel Nerfies today, and that's it in that one. Let's move on. The Rangers are taking on the Cubs here, and the total is already up to 7.5. Guess the weather maybe changing here after yesterday. Talked about those wins. The game still went over, but it was 7-0 in yesterday's game as the Cubs were able to get that win there. And let me make sure I got it right here. Do I have the order of the games right, or have I messed up here? No, this is right. Okay. So in this one with the Rangers taking on the Cubs, I just want to make sure. I think this game time. Yeah, that's right. Okay, for Patrick Corbin here, who's got his parentheses messed up, but let's see there. 155, 7.5, over 20. Definitely a shade to the over here in this one. As let's see here. Yeah, so I'd say 7.5 over 20 right now in this one with Corbin against Jamison Tyone here in this matchup. You got Corbin so far. Let's see here. I think make sure I got these numbers right here. Oh, I messed up. All right, let me continue on. I kind of lost my numbers here on this one. Tyone bad numbers. I know that. Let me look it up over here. Computer's hanging a little bit. Tyone, an ERA of nearly 7 right now. He's 1-1 with a 300 batting average against 1.54. The WHIP coming in. Texas, one of the best stories so far for sure this season with their 8-3 record. Cubs are 8-5. Good game here today in this one. We saw yesterday, of course, that final was 7-0, as I said. And what can you say? The Rangers have been pretty surprising here with this pitching, allowing just 3.7 runs per game. The offense hasn't been there, just 3 runs per game, but they're getting it done. Cubs are 9-3 to the over. Rangers are 3-8 to the under, though. This so far this season, although the Rangers are 1-6 to the under at home, just 2-2 over under on the road. Cubs are 5-1 to the over as a favorite here, averaging 6.5 runs per game. Let's go to the chat here in this one between the Rangers and the Cubs here today. And we'll see what you guys have. And I think I know where I'm headed with this one, but let's see what you guys are doing. Here's Thomas on the Cubs and the over. Cash Kane on the Cubs. And Cash Kane just remote. You don't need to find the Corbin bat, right? So here's the thing: we're going to give Corbin a chance with the Rangers, right? If you can't, you know how bad his numbers have been, over the last couple of seasons. After a while, you just got to say he's bad. Texas money line for Juan. Tariq says Rangers Corbin deals today. And what is this? I didn't know. Arizona, 9:30 in the morning at home? No, come on. That can't be right. Luis, Cubs run line. I know, of course, you could have an East Coast game at 12:35. That's quite normal. Maybe 9:30. I always loved those early games. When I was a kid, sometimes I would ditch the school just for a 9:30 in the morning game. And didn't get me very far because look where I am now. Well, actually, it did get me. I'm here with you guys. Corbin was, you know what? He was. There was a time when Corbin was like a good prospect. Everybody thought this guy would, have a little something, right? Cash Kane maybe on the over. And twisted. You know what? Well, I just think for Patrick Corbin, so that's what I'm saying. He probably was never as bad as that horrible streak that he had here, but you do want him to kind of get his career back together a little bit. What is it? Jermaine says, no way does he get it done here. And if there was any sports, I just remember back. I'm so old, Nuke. So, when they used to have like the playoff games in Major League Baseball, and they would start them. And I know we see early games now too, but there were so many more games. When I was a kid, you had an American League Championships, 5 games, and those games would be so important that I would be like, oh man, and we got the Yankees and the Royals at 10 in the morning. I got to take off school. All right, I think you guys have. I'm on the over here in this one of the Rangers and the Cubs. Give me the over tonight, Rangers and Cubs. I'm on the over. All right, here's some steam coming in right now on the game between Atlanta and Orlando in the NBA tonight. This one was 225. We're going to 226 or higher here right now with Atlanta and Orlando. All right. Now that's going to do it for that one. We're moving along here. How about the Brewers on the road here against the Rockies? Yeah, we got the order right in these games. Freddie Peralta goes here today for the Brewers on the road, $1.70 against Kyle Freeland. here. Another guy, right? Freeland, I'm not putting him in the Corbin category maybe, but should be better, it feels like. Freeland has good numbers. He's a 2.13 ERA, although the Rockies lost both of his starts. He's 0-1. Freddie Peralta is also 0-1, 2.08 ERA. Good numbers for these pitchers, but they're both 0-1 so far. Milwaukee is 1-1 with Peralta on the mound. Milwaukee 5-5 coming in. The Rockies are just 2-7 so far. They're the weak link in the West, but they did win yesterday's game, so take note. Colorado got the win here 4-2 in the game. Or no, the Brewers won yesterday, right? Let me make sure of that. The Brewers won 4-2. I know that. Right? Or no, this is the first game of the series, right? This is the first game of the series. That's it. Okay, I got it now. Colorado played the A's. That's what it was, and then they were off yesterday. Okay, Colorado was on a losing streak, remember, and they beat the A's 12-5 last time out. For the Brewers here, they definitely are in a pretty good groove here right now after that slow start. I think we're well past that right now with the Brewers, winning some games here of late. Beat Cincinnati a couple of nights ago to win that series 3-1. Brewers are 0-3 on the road so far, but 5-2 as a favorite. Colorado's gone 1-5-1 to the under as an underdog, although they are 2-0-1 to the over at home, and Milwaukee 2-1 to the over on the road. Let's see what you guys want to do here in this one. Colorado at home, Colorado so far averaging 3.3 runs per game, allowing 4.7 runs. The Brewers pitching hasn't been good. They're allowing 6.4 runs per game so far, but they're 500. Let's go to the chat here in this one. Brewers and Rockies here. And here we go. Terrell's talking about those 5 games. He's talking about my 5 game, the greatest for me as a kid, 15 years old, Padres fan. This was my moment right there, down 2-0 after losing to the Cubs. They lost the first game of their Padres' first game of their existence, first playoff game of their team's existence. They lost 13-0 on the road against the Cubs, lost 4-2 the next night. Came home and won 3 straight to go to the World Series. I will mention this. We're not to the Padres yet, but I don't want to forget. The Padres are off to a 9-2 start. They've been a 9-2 twice. Their history before this, they won the pennant in both those years. So mark it down. Padres are going to win the pennant now, I guess. They've only been 9-2 3 times. They won the pennant the other 2 times. All right. Here we go with Thomas. Likes the Brewers and the over. Luis is on the over here. Cash Kane. Brewers money line. And Twisted. Looking at those dogs, it looks like. Cash Kane on the under here. Anything honey barbecue is fine by me. I love honey barbecue. I like buffalo too, but you know what? I have not found the right buffalo wings here in Vegas that just make me go crazy. Here's Rockies for Twisted. Cash Kane, maybe he's interested here in Freeland. And let's see here. That might be it. I might have to make my call. Rockies for Tariq. Abel's on the over in this one. And let's see here. Jermaine likes the Padres to roll today. Juan likes the over. And I think that might be it today. Now I'm getting hungry. I don't know what you guys are talking. Hungry. All right. Let me make a pick here in this one. Hello to Textiles here today. All right. Going to make my call in this one with the Brewers and the Rockies. And I know we're in Colorado here, but I think I got to take the under, actually. Give me the under here with the Brewers and the Rockies today. All right. Next up, the Astros are taking on the Mariners. We saw a good one last night between these two. The Mariners were able to get that win over the Astros. Feels like a little bit of a good series between these two right now. I don't mean right now. I mean, dating back to last season again a little bit. Mariners okay. The Astros are great, but it does feel like the Mariners got a little something here with this team. They're still 4-7. Astros are 4-6. I'd say a disappointment so far are these two teams, but we do have Framber Valdez here on the mound today. For Framber, comes in with a 1-1 record, 3.75 ERA, 1.16 the WHIP, 190 batting average against. Decent numbers. This is the real Luis Castillo. Luis F. Castillo, probably not going to stick around right away. He could be back. And I know it was kind of a funny story because you had Luis Castillo and then you had Luis Castillo pitch the next day. So, but it is kind of a neat story that Luis Castillo, the veteran Luis Castillo, is kind of taking the younger Luis. They call Luis Castillo the Rock, because he's so solid. And they ended up calling Luis F. Castillo the Pebble because Luis Castillo, the veteran, took the younger Luis Castillo under his wing a little bit and tried to get him acclimated to the major leagues. It said the veteran Luis Castillo kind of noticed, when you see a guy with the same name coming up and from the same country, you probably take a little interest in him. So it's been a good story there. But this is the veteran. Luis Castillo, a 3 ERA and a 1 WHIP, a 182 batting average against, a 182. BABIP coming into this one. Like I said, both teams struggling here, but both teams' offenses struggling really. Astros averaging just 3 runs per game. Mariners averaging 3.3 runs per game so far. These two teams have combined to go 6-11 to the under so far this season. Seattle 1-5-2 to the under at home, and the Astros 1-2-2 to the under as a dog. So let's see if you have anything here in this one with the Astros taking on the Mariners here Tuesday. In this one, I'm going to the chat. For the picks, see what you have here. And let's see here. Thomas is on Houston. Utah says Rockies, no run first inning, no runs first 3. Is that it? Here's Cash Kane, Astros and under. Jermaine says Seattle on the run line here tonight, I think. Cash Kane says good pitching in this one. And Utah says Altuve hit that home run yesterday. Robert's on Houston. Luis is on the under. And Framber, I don't think there's any problem here with Framber necessarily. Cash Kane, I'd be okay with Framber moving forward. Look, we knew the Astros lineup was going to be a little bit struggling, right? So maybe it's just a matter of run support too for some of these. They're the Astros. You'd think they'll get it together, but again, they're a little bit weaker in their lineup this year. Abel's on the Mariners. Jermaine, the Seattle run line, maybe. Abel here on the under. And you guys are, it just goes to show you how intelligent I am being able to decipher your guys' chat and some of or maybe how crazy I am. Here's Astros have the better bat still, says Cash Kane. Here's an under from Juan, the Dark Knight Padilla. I'll make my call here. We're winding down these games in the major leagues here. And let's see right now with Astros. And do I have the total right there on screen? No, that's an error. That's an error here. It's 7, right? 7 under 20. Let me fix that at least here. Boy, that is a low total, though, because I kind of want the under, but that might be a little bit 2 under here. Still, yesterday's game just 4-3 as Seattle won that one. All right, and here is, let's see. All right. I'm going to still go, man, I guess I'm going to still go under here in this one. Do I have a lot of unders here? Give me the under here, Seattle and Houston. It's a little too low. I'll still take the under. It's a little too low for a premium, I think, here today. But give me the under in this one. All right, next up, Orioles are taking on the Diamondbacks. You got Charlie Morton on the mound here, an Oriole now, but hasn't looked good so far for Morton. He's been getting older and older, and he's been okay, but you gotta wonder when Father Time is gonna run out on Morton. But hey, if you can run a guy out there and um, he can at least get you through a little bit. Right now, he's got 9.72 ERA, but he's up against Merrill Kelly, and Merrill Kelly's got a 10 ERA. They did win one of those games for Kelly, but he's got both these guys. You got Morton 1.9 the whip, Kelly 2.1 the whip. Both guys allowing over a 300 batting average so far this season. Arizona's lost 3 straight games after yesterday's 5-1 loss here to the Orioles. The Orioles did a nice job in that game. Orioles come in averaging 4.7 runs per game. Diamondbacks averaging 5.4 runs per game. Good offenses, and both teams coming in with a 5-6 record so far this season. So let's see here what you have, because it's basically a pick 'em here right now. Arizona, $1.15, $1.20. A little bit of steam coming in on Vancouver tonight on the road against Dallas in the NHL. Steam right now coming in. Line is on the move here. Dallas was $2.15. They're probably going to be down to maybe $2 or so here right now. Steam on Vancouver. All right. And let's see what you guys have here. Orioles taking on the D-backs today. Thomas starts us off with Diamondbacks and the over. Cash Kane under first 5. Luis is on the over. Jermaine here, maybe on an alternative over here. Here's Cash Kane, Diamondbacks. He says Kelly will be dealing here. Utah says you got to fade Morton right now. Cash Kane likes the over. Jermaine says Arizona's going over, under. That's what Jermaine, he'll notice if something like that's going on. And Andrew G here today. It's nice to have you. Tariq says D-backs need a win right now. Keep pace with these West teams. Abel's on the over here. And Jermaine says, you know what? Braves, looking back now, probably wish they had a guy like Morton in there, huh? Okay. I'll make my call on this one between Baltimore and Arizona here today. Make sure I got this one right, because the widely reported steam did come in on the under here, but let me see. This total actually right now is 9/15. For the most, look, I want to go over. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go over. I just want to make sure. I always say, give me the toughest line, and yeah, it was 9.5, but I think it's clearly 9.5. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. 9.5 over 15, maybe 9.5 over 20 would be a fair price. Steam came in on the under, but I don't know if I can do it. I think I want to go over here, even though yesterday, just as we said, 5-1. And I'm going to go over tonight with Baltimore and Arizona. Man, I'm on some totals here on the show. Hope that's okay. And oops. Okay. Twisted here. Gotta be an over, he says. All right, a couple more here. We got the Reds taking on the Giants tonight, and man, poor Logan Webb, man, he was dealing out there last night, and the Reds got the win, 2-0. Give the Reds credit for their performance in that game last night. They did the job. It was a great pitchers duel here. Now you got Nick Lodolo coming in on the mound here for the Reds. Lodolo, 2 starts. 1.42 ERA, 196 batting average against, a .7 whip, 1-1 record so far. Both games did go under for Roop. There it is. Here, one start. The Giants did win his first start. He's got a 6.7 ERA, a whip of 2, and a 250 batting average against, 500 BABIP. Giving up some walks here so far. Giants a favorite, $1.35, 7.5. Under -120 or so here in this one. Let's see what you got when the Reds take on the Giants here. Reds won the first one for sure here. So let's see here with this young pitcher going for the Giants today. And Lodolo, good numbers. Let's see what you got here. I'm going to the chat. We've got, and so see what, so for you, I feel you pimpin'. Brave Jack's a bad word today. Albies ain't no Bader, 8 RBI. Padroma shortstop got 12. Cash Kane's on the Reds money line. Thomas says Giants and under. Cash Kane says Reds on the reverse run line. Tariq's on the Giants. And let's see here. Cash Kane on the under today. Abel likes the Reds. Philly Eagle Flyer on the Reds today. And Jermaine, I think, says don't sleep on Landon Roop here. So let's see here. Spoons like Cincinnati. Utah says Reds Park versus Giants Park. Go team total under. I think that's what that says. All right. I feel like I just got to go under, period, in this one, but kind of want to look at the side a little bit. I kind of want to be on the Reds here again today. So I'm going to try the Reds as my play. Give me Cincinnati here, plus a little bit of plus money. Dark Knight here on the Giants here in this one, but I got to try the Reds here. Giants have been awesome. I'm not. They're 8-2. Reds are 4-7, but maybe I just prefer this pitching matchup. And the Padres, the World Series bound Padres here, $1.35 here. The total 8/20. I definitely think it's shaded to the over here right now. The widely reported steam did come in on the A's, did come in on the under here, but right now the price is the Padres $1.30, $1.35. I'm even seeing a little bit higher in some books, 8/20. I think we could leave this one pretty much as is. Maybe adjust the total a little bit here with Dylan Cease taking on Springs here, the left-hander for the A's. Game did go over yesterday. We've been talking about these totals here in this park so far, and did go over again, just barely, but did go over again yesterday. So you have Dylan Cease here, and he can deal at any moment. Of course, Cease, a 3.38 ERA. Padres are 2-0 so far with Cease. He is 1-0, 1.0 whip, 200 batting average against, 280 BABIP for Springs here. 2 starts, a 1-1 record, 4 ERA, 1.4 the whip. A's are averaging 4.1 runs per game so far, and they've had big time power. They're giving up 6.1 runs per game. Padres are allowing just 2.9 runs per game, but man, the A's have been hitting some long balls for sure. And we'll see what you got here in this one night by Padres. Going up against the A's tonight. The A's mentioned Soderstrom, 5 home runs so far this season. He hit another 2 last night in that game over the Padres. 2 for 3, 2 home runs a walk. He hit one off King. He launched one off of Estrada. This prospect is really starting to really shine here with home runs in back-to-back game. 3 home runs in the last 2 games, basically, and also he's been really hitting Tyler Soderstrom here so far for the A's. Now Jackson Merrill did miss yesterday's game with a hamstring issue, and we'll see today. But I think that this could also be a problem here today for Jackson Merrill. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term issue. Just get the rest here. Take another day, I think, for Merrill here today. All right, let's see here with the Padres on the road. I'll make the call in this one. Let's see what you guys have here with my Padres. All right, here is Tariq A's team total over here. And Jermaine, he likes the alternate total over. Spoon says, take the Padres, lay a run. Jim likes the Padres and over. And Utah says maybe Cecil crush them. Here's Cash Kane on the A's today. Abel's got some overs. Dark Knight, A's run line. Twisted, Padres run line. And Jim Casey's got his home run prop of the day. I'm going to try the Padres here at $1.45. I'll say $1.45. Looks like you can get some better prices on this one. Padres 9-2, continuing to roll here, finding way to get it done. All right. Cash Kane on the Padres, first 5. That's it for Major League Baseball today. Thank you, everybody. We'll go to the NBA. We want to kind of roll this card, man. It's a big card in both NBA and NHL. And, yeah, we still want to cover them. Some of the games, they a lot of teams still in contention. But here's the Carolina Hurricanes taking a little steam right now against Buffalo today on the road. Carolina was $1.80. But they're going to go up to $1.90, maybe even $2 here. Carolina taking the steam. They're not a very good road team. Buffalo's been good at home, but Carolina taking the steam right now. All right, let's mix it up over there in the NBA and get started here. These will be a little faster. Like I think you guys are. We all are. We're losing our focus in the NBA a little bit. The games are a little bit tougher, these big spreads, whatever. So we'll do the best we can, try to pick some winners out. Actually, it feels like we've actually done very well considering today. Considering it. Okay, here's some more action here. Big Scott, Padres and Rays parlay, and Padres and Clippers, an old San Diego parlay there. Here we go. First up, we're going to talk about the Hawks and the Magic here to get us started today. Magic favored in this one by 3. It's 4.5. 4.5. Widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one to make it up to, I guess, 225.5 or so with the Magic here favored in this one. Looking at the current situation in the Eastern Conference, look, this is an interesting matchup because you have 2 teams here, number 7 and number 8 in the standings. The Magic is in 7th. The Hawks are in 8th right now, and in the play-in tournament, the spot 7 is the best seed in the play-in tournament, and Atlanta trails by just 1 game. This is an important game. Orlando's won 2 straight coming in over Washington and San Antonio. Atlanta busted up Utah last time out to snap a 3-game losing streak here. So I think there's a little bit of something to play for. How's that in this matchup between Orlando and Atlanta today? Let's go to the chat. and see what you have. Big move here, really, on Orlando to move up to 4.5. These two teams did meet back on February 20th, and Orlando snapped a 3-game losing streak to Atlanta with a 114 to 108 win. They had played 10 days earlier, and Atlanta won 112 to 106 here. So, third meeting of the season between these two. Let's see what you guys might have in this one with Atlanta and Orlando. Orlando's covered 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Atlanta's also won 13 of the last 17 meetings between the teams. Overall, 5 straight games between these two teams have gone under, but that steam came in on the over here. Let's see what you have in the chat. And I think this is a decent game. All right. Oh, you guys are just, I can't even. Bronze 36, under 36.5 is a PRA. Thank you, Jermaine. I could read some of these. Magic money line here. Orlando playing well at home, he says. They're 20 and 19 at home, but Atlanta 19 and 29 straight up as a dog. They are 27 and 21 getting the points, but Orlando's been a good favorite, 25 and 19. And Jermaine will have his props on pre-gaming. All right, I'm going to go under in this one as my play between Atlanta and Orlando today. When I see an Orlando, I know Atlanta, obviously a bit of an over team this season, 22 and 16 to the over on the road, but Orlando 16 and 28 to the under as a favorite, 15 and 24 to the under at home. I think Orlando dictates this. All right. And Jim Casey says one of the underlooked rookies here, Risa Shea, was that a good season, right? For sure. All right, I'll take the under in this one. We're going quickly here a little bit. Grizzlies and the Hornets here in this one. We're going to keep including the Grizzlies here. We're not abandoning the Grizzlies here at this point. They're in the playoffs. We know that. They've secured here the number 7 or number 8 slot here, and they're favored on the road by 14 points. Doesn't feel like they'll get anything done. Florida's taking steam right now in the NHL. They started as an underdog overnight, but Florida is going to be a favorite here today. Probably $1.15, $1.20. Steam coming in. Florida Panthers in the NHL right now. So for Memphis here, they have won 2 in a row. They're favored by 14. They've struggled against the spread, no doubt about it, here of late, although they are 28 and 22 against the spread as a favorite. Charlotte's terrible also. Both teams are just 2 and 8 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. They've struggled. It feels like Charlotte's lost 8 of their last 9. They've gone 3 and 8 in their last 11 games have the Charlotte Hornets against the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis has had the best of this series, but Memphis just 1 and 5 against the spread on the road here. Charlotte's not covered anything either. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Charlotte's gone over in 6 of their last 9. Now, the widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, and right now, you look at the line, I'm showing still 230-ish, maybe 239, still 14, maybe even 14 and a half here. So, okay, let's see what you've got here in this one with Memphis and Charlotte here today. Here is cash gains on the Hornets here in this one. Thomas is on the Hornets as well. And Abel here I got to take the Memphis Grizzlies here in this one. I'm really down on these big dogs right now. It does feel like the favorites are starting to get the best of it. Memphis is terrible. I love the total in this game, so I've got to pivot a little bit here. I don't even know if I like. Got to take one of the two teams to cover. I'm going to take Memphis. All right, there. I think Jermaine kind of says it here, but I don't know if it'll be. I don't know if. All right, let's move on. Wizards and Pacers here right now. The Pacers do have a little bit of motivation here in the East, given their standing. They're in fourth. No, you know what? I don't know if they do. They're stuck in fourth place. They aren't going anywhere here in this one. The Pacers have won four straight. They are dominating, no doubt about it, but it just feels like they don't really have much to play for. They're going to come in. They're going to come in fourth place. I don't see any other way around it. Washington's lost two in a row here right now, and did lose by 34 points last time out at Boston. They're 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. Orlando, not a great cover here, but again, these blowout teams are starting to get it done for the most part. Another toughie here with these monster spreads. Let's see if you have anything. Washington and Indiana. I'll talk about a little bit here with this series. Indiana one is let me get it right here. Indiana's won 5 of their last 6 coming in. 4-game winning streak, as I said. They've covered 2 in a row. They beat Utah at home they were favored by 17.5, and they won by 28 points against the Utah team. So kind of a similar situation, if you will, here. These teams, like I said, the big favorites are having not a terrible time. Washington 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 games overall. 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Indiana's gone over in 6 of their last 7 games overall, and Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 5. So let's see what you have here in this one. Wizards and Pacers in the chat. Let's go. Pacers team total over for Jermaine. Cash Kane on the Wizards. Thomas is on the Wizards as well.
Final.
And Pacers first half here. Then maybe they'll rest the players. Pacers team total over for Juan Padilla. And I'll make my pick here in this one between Washington and Indiana here. I got to go with the under. I feel like this is my premium, but gosh, do I really want to lay 18? I might. Give me the under, though, in this one with Washington and Indiana. I'm going to fade the steam here. Here's Abel. This is what I say with Cash Kane. Just going to be tough here for the Wizards to score. All right. Next up, Bulls and Cavs. You out there, Jim? You out there, Mr. Casey? Let's get into this one with the Bulls on the road, getting 12.5 points here in this one. Total 240 right now with Cleveland favored against the Bulls, of course. For Cleveland coming in here right now, you got to think at this point they've won 3 out of their last. They did lose last game. They won 3 out of 4, but they lost to Sacramento in that little bit of a stunner. NHL's team coming in right now, Montreal Canadiens. We're $1.20 or so, but they're up to $1.30, maybe even $1.35 here right now. Montreal taking that steam against the Red Wings today. For the Bulls here, 3-game winning streak right now with a couple of covers. They beat up on Charlotte last time out. They beat Portland, didn't cover, but we know the Bulls are a hot cover here. But Cleveland just 3-7 against the spread here of late. If any team is kind of a little bit of complacency, maybe it could be Cleveland here. They've been tearing everybody up, and now they're, in position. They're still could try to chase down the Thunder for first place overall, but doesn't look like they'll get there. They trail by I think 2 games right now in that. It's going to be hard to make up here with just 4 games or so to play. Yeah, it's pretty much done. So maybe the Cavs are sleepwalking here a little bit right now. If any of the good teams are not getting it done, like I said, the good teams are kind of blowing teams out. But Chicago's playing well enough. We know that they're in the playoffs. They're battling right now for the best spot that they can get. They're in 9th. They could finish 10th. They could finish 8th. I don't know if they could get up to 7th place here with Orlando favored in that game over Atlanta. But whatever happens in that other game, the Chicago Bulls could be tied with one of those teams or move ahead of one of those teams today. So let's see what you have here, though, in this one, Cleveland and Chicago. And with, Chicago playing so well, it would be hard to think that they couldn't compete here in this one, I would think. Let's go to the chat and see what you have with Indy, 115,134,162 versus the Wiz. Oh, that's 115, 134, 162. Thanks, Jermaine. Let's see here. Cash laying it. Everyone could be resting here for the Bulls right now. Look, the Bulls are in a position. You got Jones out, Ball out, Herter out, White out, DeSumo out. Spider, though, is out for Cleveland here. Vooch is in. Vooch is in, so all right. Lost my spot here. Oh, there's Jim. He says, Bulls at home against the Heat tomorrow. Rest those players for that game. And if any game is looming large for those playoff positions here, the Bulls would like to stay ahead of the Heat in that 10th place and 9th place spot. Bulls points for Abel. Jim says he expects a high-scoring game. Interesting to note, Jim is our Bulls correspondent, of course. These two teams always are going over, it feels like right now. Cleveland won 139 to 117 just last month, covering 13.5. And widely reported steam came on the over. Look, sometimes they're, we laugh at them a little bit and say, yeah, is it really an over with these two? It could be an over with these two. All right. And Jim talking about maybe the injury report there. Giddy, questionable today. They could use him, right? Vooch, they could use him. This is one where we don't quite know what the Bulls are going to do with some of their personnel, but all right. And looking at these numbers here a little bit, Chicago's gone over in 8 of their last 10. Cleveland 6-3 against the spread against Chicago here of late. I still got to try. I'm gonna try Chicago here in this one plus these points. Give me the Bulls today. All right, here we go. Next up, Celtics and Knicks. Here in this one, you've got the Celtics favored on the road here by no, you got the Knicks favored now. The Knicks are favored by 1.5. The total 222. Just have to room 222. Just have to switch the favorite here in this one. Okay, here we go. In this one with the Celtics here on the road. Obviously a pretty big move, and maybe, just maybe, because of the Celtics here. Look, you look at this game, you got Brown questionable, Tatum questionable, KP questionable, Big Al is out. He's probably busy celebrating the Florida Gators victory there yesterday. We saw him at the championship game, I think, didn't we? Or what did we see him at? Was it the Final Four? White, probable here. Holiday, probable. Brunson, probable today for the Knicks. And Miles McBride, probable here as well. So key injuries here for sure, but even though this seems like an important game, uh, I don't think that there's much to play for the two teams here. Both teams are playing well, but I think the Celtics are going to come in second in the East. The Knicks are going to come in third in the East. I don't think we're going to see any movement between these two. Boston's won all three meetings so far this season and covered the spread in those meetings. So could the Knicks hand them one here? The Knicks took the steam here earlier as well. So we'll see. Could Boston show up here in this one? Doesn't feel like it's a great matchup here for them right now. Let's go to the chat here in this one. And we've got, Nate says the Celtics will smash this one. That would probably go against the move is clearly the Knicks here, but Nate pretty much goes with the Celtics every time. He's really a very biased Celtics fan. But remember, he goes with the props here. Also, second quarter been very profitable for Nate this year and last year, and maybe even the year before. Nasty Nate says take KP's over here in this one, and we don't even know if KP is going to play, but take his over here just in case he's in there. Cash Kane, Celtics money line. KP got hit in the nose. He got a nose injury. And let's see what Utah says. Knicks, 222 assists, hot points at 23.5, also doable. Twisted says, beer money parlay here in the major leagues today. Thank you, Twisted. All right. Thanks a lot. And anything else here with our, oh, God. Well, there goes all the money. The market was hot, and then it's not. All right, I'll make my call here in this one between Boston and the New York Knicks here today. And I got to take the New York Knicks here in this. I got to go against Nate in this one. I think the move is pretty obvious here. And although we've seen some overs between these two, the last game was 118 to 105. That did go under, although that's very close to this number. I'd probably have a premium in the total. Timberwolves are taking on the Bucks here tonight. You got the Wolves 5.5 on the road, and the total 223. Definitely gone up here for sure. Minnesota right now, a little bit of a move here for these two. And if you look currently at Minnesota's current situation in the playoffs, they're in seventh. They're still trying to catch either the Warriors or the Clippers. They can do it. It's what a tight bunch here between Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Warriors, Wolves, and Grizzlies. We could see some more movement even with just 4 games left in the season. Both these teams are hot. The Wolves need to be hot. They really want to move up. Of course you do. You want to be in the top 6. For Milwaukee, they're battling a little bit with Detroit. They are a game and a half clear right now, but they need to win to stay there. It feels like here. We did skip the New Orleans-Brooklyn game, by the way. I think we talked about that steam earlier, but all right. So Minnesota's hot. So is Milwaukee. They've won 4 straight coming in here right now, but take a look at the injured list today. Make sure what we're going to get in this one. Look, the Wolves are already 5. You know what that means. That means Giannis here. He is probable. I don't know how healthy he's going to be with that shoulder right now. I mean, if he's in, he's in. Connaughton, questionable. Portis, he is, I believe it has been 25 games. Is that right? Are we getting Portis here back tonight? Probable for this one for Portis. And but the Wolves, like I said, favored by 5. I'll call it. There is some 5.5s, but let's see what you have in this one. Like I said, the Bucks, I feel like they're, they need to win too, but so do the Wolves, and maybe that's what's reflected in the line here a little bit right now. Minnesota, they are just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games against the Bucks. The Bucks are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 overall. 5 of the last 6 games for Milwaukee here at home have gone over. 6 of their last 7 overall. Minnesota has gone over in 6 of their last 9 games overall coming into this one. Let's see what you have. Minnesota taking on here the Bucks. All right. I'm going to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. With, let me see here. Cash Kane, lay it with the T-Wolves. Lakers talking about that West situation. And maybe not too much from you guys here in this one. So I'll make my call with this game. Let me make sure I see it just right. And Utah not liking he doesn't like Damian Lillard apparently. Alrighty here. Robert says, "Fear the deer." I kind of want to take. I'm concerned because of this move. I'm worried that Giannis isn't going to make the lineup here today. Now, look, he is probable here, so I'm gonna, I gotta trust this information. I do think it's probably pretty solid, but he's been out a little bit for sure. Okay, I'm gonna try the Bucks here at home plus these points. Give me Milwaukee today. Does seem a little bit, Minnesota clearly has the more serious motivation, but they don't cover on the East on the road, says Jermaine. Nasty says, just bet the Celtics first half. Take them first half, first quarter, full game. They're going to blow it. They always beat the Knicks right now. What makes you think that the Celtics are ever going to take a day off here, even if they don't have any? What's my motivation? All right, that's it for this one, though. Here. Flea Mathis here today. Hi, Flea. All right, Lakers and Thunder. What's going to happen? The Thunder just lost to the Lakers. It was their worst loss of the season, I think, is what they said. Or what did they say? The Thunder hadn't trailed too many games by 20 points. In fact, they might have trailed the Lakers by more than 20 points, more than any game in all their games combined this season, I think is what they said. They didn't get blown out by like that at all. So good sign. Lakers have covered 4 of their last 5 games against Oklahoma City, but Oklahoma City is 11-2 against the spread in their last 13 games. Unfortunately, the last 2 have been the ones they didn't cover. Oklahoma City is 28-13 against the spread at home. Lakers 18-12 against the spread as an underdog here. And could it be the day off for the Lakers here a little bit? LeBron questionable, Luka questionable. They just beat them. You look at the standings right now. What really can the Lakers accomplish here in the West? Yes, they are battling the Nuggets for the 3 spot, but they do have a game-and-a-half lead over the Nuggets there. Don't want to lose this one, but look, OKC just lost the game by 30 points or whatever it was, 27 points here. Maybe the Thunder have lost a little bit of their motivation as well. So it looks like they'll be the top seed in the playoffs. So still a lot of points, but you wonder if these guys are going to play for the Lakers today. They both have quote-unquote groin injuries. Gabe Vincent, questionable. DFS, questionable. Reeves, questionable. Hachimura out. Kleber, out. For the Thunder, forward Jalen Williams is questionable. But you have Uzumane Dang out. You've got Dukas out here. Go to the chat, see what you got. Feels like they could revenge them a little bit. Lakers and over here for Abel. I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder to blow out the Lakers here today. I wonder how many Lakers are going to play today, really. Lakers points first half here for Abel. Cash Kane likes OKC. Maybe Bronny gets a start here, Tex says. That, could put LeBron in the game. Or maybe not. Okay, that's it for that one. Let's take a look at the Warriors. Taking on the Suns here. You got the Warriors, an 8-point favorite on the road against Phoenix here. Now, Phoenix, they are hanging on by a thread, but they got to win every game here at this point. They got to go 4-0 and probably get just a little bit of help from Dallas, but they're still alive here at this point. This does feel like it's it for the Phoenix Suns here. This is the last game for them here. If they can't win this one, I think that's it. Warriors here, like I said, they do have motivation for sure. They're battling for the to stay in the play-in, it feels like right now. They're in 6th place currently, so I think that might be motivation enough for these Warriors here against fading Phoenix on a losing streak. They're done. They're toast. Everyone knows it. All right, let's see what you got here in the chat in this one with Phoenix and the Warriors here. Warriors on the road. They got some good numbers here right now because they've been hot. They did lose to Houston last time out to terminate their winning streak, but the Warriors are 22-16 against the spread on the road. And Phoenix 12-23 against the spread as an underdog. They failed to cover in 7 straight, 6-game losing streak right now. Phoenix has won 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two and gone 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 meetings, but the Warriors have covered 4 of their last 5. I think they have the motivation here. Abel might like the over Warriors for Cash Kane. And he says the Suns need to get healthy. They're in bad shape. I don't know. I think they're just done here. And Utah Meek says, let's see, Warriors upset at the 8. Phoenix has a tiebreaker on Dallas. I don't think it matters. I don't think the Warriors – I don't think the Suns – like I said, the Suns would have to win 4 straight, and I believe the Mavericks would have to lose 3 of their last 4 to make that tiebreaker come into play. Not sure on that. Utah, you probably have it better than I do. Take the Warriors here tonight to cover on the road. Jermaine likes the Suns here. So we've got the Spurs and the Clippers to wrap us up. The Clippers 12.5 to 27.5. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. The Clippers are hot. 4-game winning streak right now. They are in, battling here with the Nuggets, with the Warriors, with all those teams in the West to stay in the top 6 here right now. Spurs, of course, are done, but Clippers are on a roll. They've covered 8 of the last 10. They're 28-18 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, San Antonio 16-22 against the spread here on the road. We're seeing some baseball steam. If I can interrupt here and report to you a move in a game where I went with the total over, and now the steam is coming in on the over in the matchup between the Texas Rangers and the Cubs. We're going to see this game move to 8, it looks like, with Texas and the Cubs. Okay, Spurs, Clippers. What are you going to do in this one? Can the Spurs hang in there against the Clips tonight? Clippers full-on motivation for sure here with their current predicament in the standings, right? You want to stay in those top 6. Kawhi questionable here. Miller probable for the Spurs here. Sohan is out of this game. I've got to take the Clippers here to roll tonight over San Antonio. That's it for basketball. Let's see here. James Parham Hello to Kelly in the chat, bringing us some great things there. What did she say? Suns are all losing all those road games. They can't. Well, they're at home tonight. I think Clippers here for Cash Kane. Oh, there she goes. She says it there. But yeah, these guys are bad. All right, I think that's it for. We got to go to hockey. We got to get this show done here for the day. Let's take a look at the hockey tonight. We got a big card. Let's go over it quickly. Not every game is totally important, but definitely have some playoff contenders with a little bit to play for on some of these anyway. Let's start with the Hurricanes taking on the Sabres here with an early start. You got the Hurricanes. I said the steam came in on them. They're up to 215 or so right now, and the total 6.5 under 20 for sure, but definitely about 215 it feels like here for the Hurricanes today. Hurricanes have lost 2 straight games right now, and I think if you look at their current standing, you might think that they're probably locked into the number 2 spot in the Metro here. Sabres, they're still alive technically here. They'd have to, we've got 6 games to go for the Sabres. They'd have to win them all probably, get a lot of help in there, but they've been playing well. They've been playing well at home for sure. I've got the Sabres in this one. I think we can grab them on the puck line here. Maybe let me see what the puck line is. If it's too high, we'll take money line here, but minus 135, that's good enough for me. Give me the Sabres here on the puck line today, playing well down the stretch. Probably too little, too late, but I'll take Buffalo in this one. Jermaine on the Sabres. Here's the Maple Leafs taking on the Panthers. Panthers took the steam here a little bit. I think that's significant. Panthers here now are favored $1.42 in this one. I said it was pardon me, that Toronto was a favorite early. And I think if you look here with Toronto, McCabe out, Camp out, a couple injuries there for the Panthers. Barkov questionable. Bennett questionable. They seem to have some personnel issues here. And of course, Ekblad's been out with that suspension here. He can't even come back until like the beginning of the playoffs. It feels like Matt Kachuk has been out, of course, for a month now, but a pretty big move here on Florida that certainly has to be respected right now. They're up to $1.04. Look at this thing. I mean, it says $1.20 on the Leafs. The Panthers are $1.40 here in this one. Usually when you see a move like this, it's almost automatic. That team will come through. I'll call it $1.40, but it's a little bit higher at some spots for sure. And what am I missing, gang? Florida's lost all these games in a row right now. They're on their worst streak of the season. Toronto's won 4 straight coming in. Now, look, I know that you look at the standings here currently. I mean, Toronto, first place. They are battling with Tampa. They've got to stay ahead of them here. Florida's in 3rd place currently in the Atlantic Division. They're not totally clear. I don't think, right, just yet. But what a bizarre move here. It feels really weird. What is going on? Let's go to the chat, see what you have in this one. With I think Stolars is in there. I'll fire up the goalie computer here, but maybe you guys are going to tell me here. I'm going to go peek in the chat, see what's going on here. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Kelly says Florida just coasting into the playoff, but here all of a sudden they're favored big time. Like this thing is going to be a big turnaround. All of a sudden, Florida not winning. Look, they're at home. They're probably a better team than Toronto overall. Although I don't know, just Florida's so sharp here in this game. It's one of those games I just got to trust this line move here. We've missed the boat on it for sure. I'll do it. I'm a sucker. I'll take Florida. They're obviously going to snap this winning streak of Toronto tonight and win. I don't know how, but apparently they are. All right. Next up is the Red Wings and the Canadians here. And you have the Canadians favored in this one by $1.35. 5.5 over 20, this total. Gone down here for sure. Montreal took the widely reported steam in this one against the Red Wings. Toronto, Montreal's been a good, solid home team. And they're also on a winning streak once again. They've been streaky all year, but here they are again. They haven't necessarily clinched yet. They're trying to hold off this Red Wings team. In fact, the Red Wings are one of the closest pursuers here in the season so far, but Montreal is 6 points clear of Detroit. The Rangers 7 ahead of the Islanders. Detroit has won 2 straight. They've showed some life here, but think they're going to end up short of the postseason. And tonight might be a big night here for Montreal to kind of get it done and solidify themselves going to the playoffs. Montembeault up against Talbot. Here in this one, I've got to take the Montreal Canadiens to win over Detroit tonight. Give me the Habs. Roberts on Montreal. And Kelly's got some point props there, it looks like. Next up are the Senators on the road here, taking on the Blue Jackets, and you have the Senators favored in this one on the road, $1.20, maybe even $1.15, 6 over 15. A little bit of a move here for sure on the Blue Jackets here in this one. Did I miss a game here with the Bruins in New Jersey? I think I might have missed one here. We'll go back to it. Oh, man, I clicked the wrong one. That's okay. Let's talk about this one with the Senators and the Blue Jackets here with Ottawa. Strong record here, but the Blue Jackets so good at home. And you look right now for the Blue Jackets, they're probably not going to make the playoffs, but still have been so solid at home this season. They have lost 3 straight. Ottawa's won 3 straight. It feels like Ottawa's clinched that number 1 wild card spot here with that 3-game winning streak right now. We'll see if they can improve their position. It doesn't feel like it, but we'll see here with Ottawa. Pretty hot right now. But, man, Columbus, can they show a little bit of life here at home? Does feel like they are fading just a little bit. Let's go to the chat, though, here and see what you like in this one with Columbus and Ottawa here today. We've got Kelly says maybe the under here in this one. Columbus has been an over team all season, right? We know that 23-13 to the over at home, but Ottawa 15-22 to the under on the road. All right, I'll make my call here in this one. And I got to take the under here with Columbus and Ottawa today at 6 over. Give me the under in this one. Pardon me. All right. What do we say? We messed up that game here between the Bruins. Can't do that with can't forget our Bruins, Nate. We got the Bruins and Swayman, the Devils and Markstrom here in this one. And big favorite, of course, for the Devils. They're what, 250 or so right now? Is that? And the total 5.5 under 20 or so in this one with the Bruins on the road here against the Devils. So let's take a look. All right, in this one for the Bruins coming in at a big underdog here. We know Boston at this point. Season's basically over for these guys. They're going to finish in last, but in the conference here, it looks like either them or Philadelphia. For the Devils here, third place in the Metro currently right now, and they've won 3 in a row. Boston's had a little bit of a skid here after losing to Buffalo last time out, and Boston just on the puck line. 25-20 is a puck line dog. New Jersey 23-38 as a puck line favorite here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Hope we're not going too quick here, but let's see what you got. I got to take the over in this one, though, I think, with Boston and New Jersey. Give me the over here tonight in this one. All right, we've got Jermaine going under here. And Utah says the Bruins might be a consensus here on the puck line. Nobody likes New Jersey. And Boston's done, though. All right. So, Islanders taking on the Predators here in this one. You got the Islanders on the road. $1.25, 5.5 the total here in this one with the Islanders. Going to be favored here right now for the Islanders. They're, still alive, but they need to win them all too. All these teams that are behind here, Detroit, Rangers, Islanders, Blue Jackets, Sabres. If you want to do something, you got to win all your games. Islanders have won 2 straight. Nashville's on a massive losing streak at this point. It's been a bad season for the Predators here. So Islanders do have motivation to win here, obviously. And, Nashville has been so bad, it feels like right now. I'm going to try them here. Give me the Islanders to win on the road. Predators under, says Utah. Next up, the Canucks are on the road, taking on the Dallas Stars. Dallas, $2 here, 5.5 the total in this one. Look, let me update that. You got Thatcher Demko. Let me look at the goalies here real quick down the line. See if we have confirmations here at this point from any team. Doesn't Cam Talbot in for Detroit? And that might be it right now. I don't see anything else as far as the confirmed goalies. So let's talk about it, though, here with Vancouver taking on Dallas here in this one. I think for Vancouver, look, we know how good they've been on the road all season long. Dallas has won 7 of their last 9, but it was a 7-game winning streak, however. Remember, before they've lost a couple in a row, Dallas won 4 of the last 5 games between the two teams. Vancouver's gone over in 10 of their last 14, including 8 of their last 9 games on the road coming into this one. Dallas 14-23 to the under at home, 23-36 to the under as a favorite. This despite the fact that they had plenty of overs here recently. The widely reported steam did come in on the Vancouver Canucks here, taking it down from 225 to 200. I think Vancouver could be certainly live here in this one, and I'm going to take them. Give me Vancouver on the puck line at minus $1. 55. Oh boy, that's okay. I'll take them. $1.55. Give me Vancouver to hang in there. They could win this game. I'm taking Bank today against Dallas. All right, Vancouver on Steve Lefterin is here today. Nice to have you, Steve. Cash Kane on the under, and I think Utah Meek wants to take the Stars today. All right, a couple more here. Kraken on the road against Utah. In this one, you've got for the Kraken in Utah. Utah is still alive. Kraken are done for the season. You got Utah, big favorite here, 230 right now, and the total 6.5 under at minus 21-25 here. Maybe it's 6 over 20 or so. It feels like right now, but Oh, let's see what you got here in this one with Utah and the Kraken. Kraken are done, so the move still has been on the Kraken here a little bit, but I don't think I want any part of that. I'd probably prefer to roll with Utah here. The widely reported steam did come in on Utah, but didn't go up that much. For Utah here, they've won 5 of their last 7 at home. Seattle's won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two, but Utah's had a good season here. It's going to end up a little bit short, but considering where this franchise was in Arizona, it's been a pretty strong improvement this year to finish over 500. Do a nice job. Seattle's won 3 straight. Too little, too late. Give me Utah on this one. I'm going to take them on the puck line today. I'll lay the 1.5 with Utah at home over Seattle at even money. Cash gains on Utah. And Utah says take the Kraken plus 2,500 after they fall behind by 2 heading into the third period. I think that's what that says. Nasty Nate says, take the Celtics and the Bruins in a parlay. You can't do any better than that. I sound like that lady on those cooking videos. Put your shells in the bottom of the pan because that's what you do. It ain't cheesy if it is going down easy. All right. One more in the NHL here. The Golden Knights are taking on the Avalanche. And apparently there's no line because I didn't type it in. Colorado, $1.35. 5.5 over at 25, I think is what we're looking at. Complete the task here and end the show here today with Colorado favored here over the Golden Knights. Look, for Colorado, they're in third place currently in the Central Division. That's probably where they're going to end up, it feels like. The Knights, they're in first in the Pacific, probably going to end up, it feels like right there. Golden Knights have won 2 in a row here. Right now, they're 20-13 on the road, just 5-7 as an underdog this year. It should be noted for VGK. So let's see what you got here. This final game of the night. Sorry we're getting so fast. We got to get this season over with, man. 7 straight meetings between these two teams here in Colorado have gone under. 8 of the last 11 have gone under. Vegas has won 5 straight on the road and 8 of their last 10 overall. Vegas has gone under in 5 straight games right now overall. Colorado's won 11 of their last 13 games at home here. So let's see what you got in this one. We'll end the show here. I'll have my Champions League picks will come out in the we'll release them here on the winnable free package. Give me the under here between Vegas and Colorado tonight. I'm going to go under 5.5 in this one. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. Here's Cash Kane on the Avs. And a little too high maybe for Utah, but they still like some, I think is what he's saying there. And there are our consensus plays. So let's get ready for the drawing here with the winnable, with the consensus parlay today. And here we go. Who's going to win? Nasty Nate, Twisted, Joe, Tex, Abel, Kelly, Blue, Bo Jackson, Luis, Trevor, T. Moss, Luis, and Jermaine. He's our all-time champion, actually, for the most times qualified, is what it feels like. Thank you, Jermaine, for everything you do for all of us in the chat. Really appreciate it. That's going to do it for the Morning Steam Show. I'll release some plays in the Champions League here today. And that's going to do it for the show. Yeah, yep. Just want to make sure we weren't missing too much here. You know, it is Tuesday. There's going to be some college baseball action tonight. Probably be able to get to a little bit of that as well. CONCACAF Champions League tonight too, involving LA Galaxy against Tigres, also America, taking on Cruz Azul. Plenty of games in the championship today over in England as well. Some of the features there today. All right, it's going to do it here. What happened to our there we go, our background there. All right. Thanks, Thomas, also for getting the plays together there for our consensus today. It's going to do it for the morning steam. Join Mikey Money here today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern for pre-gaming. Mike will have you covered in the primetime action of our big card tonight in baseball, basketball, and hockey today. Thanks, everyone. Had a great day. Had a great show. Thank you. We'll see you at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, VB, MMA Picks. VB and his guests will preview the fight card between Volkanovski and Lopez, a featherweight vacant title here in Florida this weekend. They're at the Casillas Center in Miami. Here, VB MMA Picks is brought to you by SXBet, the world's largest blockchain betting exchange. Make sure you join us there. You can watch the replay as well. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
One for cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to the money.